I want to reach the nonchalant, but I don't want to be, I still want to be loose and free. Do I still have to count everything, or is it?
Yeah. I tell my clients at first, I'm like, just overestimate and underestimate.
About relationships. I'm a little bit older than you, so I talk to you like.
Caught me off guard asking me that. I don't attach to anything emotionally about anything when I look at the picture. I'm more so like amazed and proud at the change, not only physically, but I remember like the things I was going through in that time too. And yeah, so side raises, the Smith machine front press, and then rear pec deck fly. Those 3 exercises for all 3, probably.
All right, to all burnout. Okay, well, that was quick, God. I keep telling Chris I'm the only one. I'm the only one out there training traps.
Everyone trains traps. They're like, this is the computer.
He's a WBFF Pro Fitness champion, pro. Points out the obvious, unforgiving, straight shooter, knows it all, a smile that melts, an attitude, a fire and a desire to lift mountains. If you put her in a UFC octagon, she'd take you out. She's sweet, she's sassy, charismatic, loves sarcasm, some idiotic humor as well. She loves to laugh. She cares not only about herself, but she also cares about those around her. Please help me welcome Nikki Fitness. Hey, Nikki. How are you? Was that a good intro? Was that a good intro? What do you reckon?
Pretty good. I don't think everything was accurate, but I think you did a pretty good job.
Well, all right. What did we miss out on, Nick?
I don't think I'm a know-it-all.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's me being sarcastic.
I'm a lover too. I'm not a fighter. I won't be in a UFC ring.
I'm just a what do you call it? You wouldn't be in the. I reckon if with your attitude and your spunk and your go get attitude and all those quotes, you're like I think you'd be the champion of champions. But that's why I put the octagon there, because if you were boxing, you'd be a boxer. But I think you have many talents, many genres about you, and that's why I chose the octagon.
I agree with that.
You agree with that? All right, great. God, thank God.
You hyped me up. I mean, I kind of wanted it to be like,
Yeah, well, it was. I thought it was. I thought it was a good one. When did you last train? Did you train today?
An hour ago. I just finished.
All right. What did you train?
Back, and I do at least 1 or 2 glute exercises every time I do a non-leg day as well right now. So I did some glute kickbacks.
So, basically, how many days a week do you train?
5.
So you do 5 days of glutes?
Right, it would seem that way. I do 2 leg days, 1 back day, 1 shoulder day. Both those days have a glute exercise or posterior leg exercise in there. And then I do a back and shoulder day at the end of the week to finish it off.
Very nice. All right, tell us something about Nikki that no one actually knows. It's just me and you here. There's nobody here, all right? Just you let it out. It's me and you. That nobody knows about Nikki.
Well, that no one else knows?
No one knows.
So I'll say I have 57 plants.
57 plants. What? Like you could probably start a nursery now. Is that what you want to do? Is that your part-time career move?
That's a really good idea. Maybe.
Why not? You can sell. We're going to get to the bonsais. Don't worry. You can sell bonsais. Nikki bonsais.
I'm already propagating. It could work. But no, I love plants. And then, I have the 5 dogs. So I have a lot of kids.
Yeah, you got how many? So how many animals you got again? How many animals?
5. 3 dogs, 2 cats, not 5 dogs.
Wow. Well, I'll let you know. I did have 4 dogs. One passed away a few weeks ago, unfortunately. But he was 14 years old. But his brother's still here. So he's and then I got a poodle and a staffy. But yeah, what do you mean? It's 5 pets, cats. Do the cats get on with the dogs?
Yeah, it's really cute. Lady and my youngest cat are really cute.
And what is it about Lady? Oh my God, the way you treat Lady. I mean,
it is different than a big dog.
I don't think I treat my kids as good as you treat Lady.
It's just like a little 10-pound, like the love of a small dog. I've always been a big dog person. I still want a Great Dane, but the love of a small dog is completely different. That's my first small dog I've ever had. It's definitely different.
I'll tell you what it is with small dogs. how easy it is to clean up after them. It's like nothing. You go like, is that it? It's like nothing.
Right.
They're so cute. Okay, you come across, quite knowledgeable, intelligence all around the bodybuilding and fitness industry. Tell me more about where that comes from. Why so detailed and invested? Like you're in about mental health, you're in about food, rest. I mean, the things you cover, I don't hear many personal trainers cover. Why so in depth and so invested in that?
I thought I would just say experience more so. Why am I so in depth? I think that goes back to just my character and personality. I graduated with a biochemistry degree, so being a science major, I love the experimentation part of things.
Right.
Controlled variables, manipulated variables, figuring out things all the way till the end to see what the result is. And you're not in control of the result all the time, but you are in control of variables. So the combination of, my character and work ethic, I've worked since I was like 13. I started hosting. So I've pretty much worked my whole life, hosted, waitress, bartended, things of that nature. I really didn't get into fitness until really after college, but I was an athlete my whole life. So here's why I say this, because even though I was an athlete, I was really good at softball too. I was a middle infielder. I went to college for it, finished out my eligibility. Ended up going to college for an extra year because one of my courses didn't transfer. And that's kind of when I started finding myself who I was outside of softball, because all I've ever done is softball, travel softball, college, high school. But if I would have trained and thought and ate the way I do now when I played softball, I would have been a way better athlete. And I was really good already, right? So that's why I say I really started fitness, the whole fitness thing, after softball, because that extra year of college, I was just a normal kid, normal student, bartending. So I went back to work, but I was really bored because I wasn't doing 2 days anymore. And that's when I started working out. And that's when I realized I'm working out, but I don't really know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it. And that's when I discovered how to train. The difference between working out and training. Training is with a purpose, with an intention. You have a regimen that makes sense for your goals. You're not overworking yourself doing 2 days trying to reach it. So, yeah. And then over the course of my career, I went through a lot of things, and the experience of those things made me realize it doesn't matter how you look. It matters how you feel. You can see someone that looks amazing, but it doesn't mean they feel great. You can see someone that looks not so amazing, and they might feel really great, and they're healthier, because stress is the number one killer. So that's kind of why I do the whole spectrum.
Why, like a hostess job at such a young age? Is that the Italian in you?
Yeah, I think so. My older sister,
I got a job very young, but I'm just saying we seem to have this, as Europeans, we have this strong work ethic. You don't get anything for free without working hard. So is that in you as well?
Yes, definitely. So I get a lot of work ethic from my mom. She's had 2 jobs since I can remember. If we wanted something, we had to get it. If we needed something, she would try to get it for us. So there's a 4-chain pizza place restaurant in my hometown, Ironic Pizza Italian. So my mom made us one of the restaurants. My sister worked at one. So we kind of all had it in with the restaurants already. So I basically worked there starting out, moved my way up. And then when I came home from college for the summer, they were nice and they would put me back on the schedule. So they treated me really well.
You are so sweet, Nikki. You're a very nice person. I'm just going to tell. I know nice people. You are nice. Just the way you speak about your mum, about your work ethics, and also I see intelligent. You studied a science degree. So, what did you want to be? What did you want to do? Why that? Why did you choose science?
I love animals. I actually wanted to be a vet, so I was pre-vet for a little bit.
What?
And then I realized,
is that a high mark? Is that a high mark in America to be a vet as well? Because in Australia it's the enchalant apparently.
I'd say, it's pretty high. It's not as high as nursing and some other degrees, but I think there's definitely a lot of people that want to be vets. But doing the whole spectrum of it, and then I just thought about I feel like you have to like open your own office. There were reasons why I just didn't pursue that. So then I was like, okay, let me look into marine biology. So then I took some courses for that. And then I was like, what about zoology? Maybe I want to do land animals. So eventually I just settled with like a biochemistry biology degree to cover kind of all of it. Took a lot of extra classes, but I never wanted to work with people until I stopped playing softball and that extra year of school. When I started learning the things I was learning, I was like, this is so cool. I want to teach people this. And that's when I was like, okay, I kind of want to work with people again.
I love it. Well, I'm surprised, but yeah, I can see the love affair with animals. I mean, you got 5 of them, so I mean, you probably had more. Who knows? My questions are long because I'm trying to cover a lot of things in that question, so bear with me. So you come across, and I've seen, and you have shown that you want everyone to win, be their best. And that's not only in bodybuilding, health and fitness, but in something that they do. I just watch you always wanting to uplift anyone. They could be, I don't know, any career, but somehow you want them to be their best. Is that you? Is that how you are with everything?
I mean, because the things I teach and coach in my programming, I give you guys a workout plan and a meal plan, yes, but it's not that makes you keep the goals you reach. You can get the goals. You can get the goals doing anything in 30 days, to be honest. Like all you got to do is cut calories, but to truly change and get the goals and keep them, it's the character and the person you become. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be working out. You could be trying to move up in your investment banking company, like whatever you're doing, you have a goal. And it's going to take the same thing to get there: drive, consistency, discipline, passion. You know what I mean? So that's why my content, I feel like my content is a little all over the place. It's not very specific, right? But I try to be specific with everything because I feel like everything matters.
I'll debate you on that. You are specific. You're clear to me. I'm just letting you know. Maybe on the outside looking in, I'm letting you know you're clear as rain. I think you won't only get me fit, you'll get me achieving the most in my career. Like it's just you've got this thing that you're not pushing just the fitness element, but you're saying we're going to make your whole world around you be. You're going to be smashing goals around that area as well. So buy 1 protein powder and you get 20% off. Buy 2 protein powders and you get 30% off. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. Just excited to share. We've just launched our amazing protein powder. 3OG with 30 grams of protein. That's right, 30 grams of protein. Other great stuff like grass-fed, gut-friendly, and low in carbs. We've even got an amazing pre-workout that comes in 4 flavors called Pre-3OG. So go to our website, threeog.shop. That's 3, the word 3, THREEOG.shop, or the number 3, OG.shop. Seeing this is quite an exciting time for us here, we would like to offer you an amazing deal. Buy 1 protein powder and you get 20% off. Buy 2 protein powders and you get 30% off. And that also goes for our pre-workout, Pre-3OG. This special is going to go for the whole month of August. So don't miss out. Go to 3og.shop and get your protein powder or your pre-workout now. Well done to you. Now, some of the questions that I'll ask you, you don't have to answer them, but obviously we've got people out there like maybe a girl studying as well, a baseball girl. But I want to talk about relationships. I've known you for about a year, I think. And there's never much talk about boys and, because I'm assuming you could be seeing someone, that's cool too. But is that not a priority right now? You're locked in, because I know you're going to compete soon. You've got a lot of things going on, your business. What's that like, trying to have a relationship as well in life?
Well, I've been on and off with the same person for a while. And then when we were off, there were times we were off for over a year, and I did date someone else. There was 2 people in between I have dated. So there was, I guess I don't talk about that because it's not like we're married. We're definitely friends. We're both great people. We're just still kind of working it out. So it's not that it's not a priority. It's just everything else is more of a priority. I still work on that. I just don't talk about it. You know?
I won't give you my advice about relationships. I'm a little bit older than you, so I'll talk to you like
caught me off guard asking me that.
I know. Well, this is what a podcast does, but I don't want to act.
Specifically, though, no, a relationship, like how it affects me, it's the same thing as having a relationship with yourself. It's planning, preparing, organizing. Like, so let's say, you know, when we're on and we go on dates, I plan my macros and my meals around those dates. If you want more of kind of like a answer of how I live my fitness lifestyle. And that's how I tell my clients to do it, because my clients have kids, they have families, they have spouses, and they want to enjoy their life too. So I pick your poisons of what you enjoy. And if you know you're going to go on a date night, let's organize our week. Let's prepare everything. Let's prepare ourselves and we earn that meal, you know?
Wow. So you're very disciplined. See, I guess I was once like you. So obviously I'm 54, but no, I was. I've said it before. And have we got the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, Chris? I guess we don't. But having said that, when I'm 54, but in my 20s, I was a personal trainer. I didn't take it seriously. I was a network engineer. So I was, a network engineer. But what I want to say is that as an older guy, maybe talking to his daughter. No way, you're not my daughter. You're too old to be my daughter. I think. Oh, where are you? Let me count that. Let's count that. No, I just think that you can't have it all. You can find the partner to have it all, kind of. But I believe that if I did everything that I wanted to and expected that my partner would do the same, what it's doing is limiting the journey of life. I think for me, the only thing I look for in a person is motivation, direction, goals. So what I mean is, I don't know how you do it. I know you guys, all you fitness people, I see it, counting calories, counting this, counting that, whatever. But I'm starting to believe we count too much. We count too much everything. Everything's gauged. And I grew up not knowing all these gauges. There was no such thing as gauging. We just, grilled chicken and a bit of rice. That looked healthy and that looked good. Now, I'm going to have this guy from California. His name's Trevor. Really handsome guy. I'm not into guys, by the way. But I like guys. I mean, they're like my friends. But he doesn't count things. He's a firm believer that we've got these things, counting everything in our lives. And he goes, why just stop counting and just be free? Let go. And I agree. And when people talk about calories, and sorry, Nikki, because I'm not acting like I'm the expert, or maybe you're the expert, but when I hear counting calories, so be in the deficient, meaning if you're going to have 2,000 calories, or why don't I eat 2,000 calories of cake or cookies? I think calories is got to be in there of, I'm just going to go the simple stuff, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. But when everyone keeps talking about you're supposed to have 3,000 calories and most are talking like it doesn't matter what you eat, I don't know, but I never knew that I could have cornflakes and grow muscle. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to...
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I know that. I can see that. But I'm not here to make you agree, but as well, I'm not saying, yeah. What I mean is, I'm saying, is it like that? Like we have to count everything? That's what I'm going to ask you. Do we have to count everything, Nikki?
No, I don't think so. Not depending on depends on your goals. So
yeah, but let's just say this. I'll say this. Oh, let me put it like this. I want to reach the nonchalant, but I don't want to be, I still want to be loose and free. Do I still have to count everything? Or is it, that's what I mean. Okay. Yeah.
I tell my clients at first, I'm like, just overestimate and underestimate. I mean, at the end of the day, my clients aren't counting. I'm counting for them. They're just measuring, right? So after a while, I give them a hand chart and I'll say, this is like a half a cup. So like, it's like, this is a good thing. Like this is a tablespoon. So there's certain things that you can do, or you can just eat when you're hungry, right? But still choosing nice portions of things. Again, it depends on your goals. So if your goal, I have a lot of clients, I do more lifestyle than competition. I really enjoy the lifestyle because I like teaching parents how to still work and have fun with their kids. I like teaching, husbands and wives how to still go on dates and drink their alcohol.
I've noticed that.
I'm a believer of alcohol. That alcohol is poison, but I love my wine. So it's still everything is poison, and too much of it. Too much good food is bad for you. Too much bad food is bad for you. So it should definitely be moderation. It's a balance.
Sometimes
the reason
perfection
why
is an insanity.
The number is because of how I look at it. I think it's a mindset as well. Like when you get to a certain point in a certain level, like when you're about to step on stage and they're looking for something, once you get to that elite level, I do believe you have to monitor your things a lot more meticulously, because you're at the top level and you have to get better. You have to get stronger. So you have to get more meticulous with your regimen. But the average lifestyle, not at all. I like it and I enjoy it.
I think again, personally, and it's not about agreeing with each other or agreeing with anyone. I've been in the fitness industry since the age of 18. I say this to everyone. I could have competed. You know why I didn't? Because I thought you had to take steroids. And I did take steroids when I was 50. This is the first time I took a cycle. I took a cycle when I was 50 and it blew me away. But it still made me realize, and I tell people this, that sitting on the couch didn't make me big. I still got on my bike. I still rode to the gym, push bike. I still pushed the weights, but I pushed heavier. I recovered quicker. I still ate great, but I had a different style of fuel, which was a cycle. But when I was at the beginning, I was ripped. I could have been on stage. I could have done everything, but I thought you had to be on the juice. That's what I thought back then, right? But what I'm trying to say is, I'm actually, our podcast and Muscle Talks, it's, to me, I want to influence those that want to come into the gym. I want to influence those that are in the gym, that are plateauing, or those that were once in the gym and want to come back. And I want that variety of people. This is my call. I like how I don't drink anymore. Meaning, if me and you get together, we'll have a wine. But I don't drink to commiserate, and I don't drink to celebrate. There's no more. I like to feel the happiness. I like to feel the sadness. I just want to feel it. I think alcohol suppresses all that. But to sit down with you over a meal, I'd have a glass of wine and just laugh and be very happy. But I just feel society today, and you're not competing. Let's go not competing. A lot of people are counting stuff. I like maths, but they're counting a lot. I don't know. That's what I feel. Different if you're going to go compete. We can debate about this, but I just feel a lot of counting's going on, and I just think, I don't know, it's just maybe you don't need to count so much. That's me. That's my thoughts.
I agree. I think there's a lot going on, because the fitness industry is confusing now because everyone's a coach.
Everyone's a coach, exactly right. And also,
respectfully.
Let's be disrespectful as well. But fuck them.
I'm down for that, actually.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them all. No, fuck them all. Don't worry about that. We're not here to please anybody. We're here to be fair and be honest and be truthful. The thing is, I'll tell you something about what I do as a podcast. I don't care if you're an influencer. I don't care if you've got 1.2 million people. Do you know what you're talking about? And I know people that have got 1,000 followers and they know their shit. Just because you are always in front of the camera and you're always talking means you know your shit. And most people that I find in any podcast, and I know I find people on these podcasts when I watch them, when I see their guest, I go to the guest and then I see how many people they've got, and it makes sense. All right, you got 2.5 million people. You want some of his people. And all you do is talk shit, because all you want is followers. So on my podcast, I don't give a fuck if you're a window cleaner, but you train well, or you're an elite. You train at Olympia. As long as you're real, you want to share, that's all I want to talk about. Because the bodybuilding industry, again, I'm going to talk a little bit further, I believe it's a sacred ground. It's a beautiful place. It's a place where many personalities, sexualities, religious group, whatever you are, you come to this place to either step away from the world. It's a little kind of congregation, call it your church, call it whatever. But when you get in there, there's a reason you're in there. It could be mental health. And I just want to pay homage to it. I want to go in now and not say it's 5 chickens a day, mate, and 5,000 calories, mate. And it's more than that. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a place where you can do better, be better. What do you think, Nix?
Definitely.
Yeah? Okay. Well, you've told us about your first job, which is cool. When did you get your pro card? Wait, how was the preparation for it? is there any secrets to you getting there and how you won that? And have you done any other comps prior?
Yes, so I did 3 NPC shows starting back in 2016. Then I did 2017. I got to a point when I first started my journey, I wanted to be as big as like Dana Lynn Bailey. I still fucking love her a lot. She's fucking big as shit.
Really?
But I didn't. They definitely got to a point where I was like, I don't want to be that big, and I didn't want to. I don't really like birth control. I don't like extra hormones. That's what steroids are. They're just hormones, and you definitely stack them dangerously. But I'm not a hater on steroids. I don't like when people lie about it, and I don't because I think it's an opportunity to educate. Because I think a lot of people are interested in it, or they think they need to do it. So just educate about it. Not a hater on it. I agree. You have to do everything. So I did those 3 shows, but that was back before wellness was even in NPC. I think wellness started 2018. I think it's still really new. It's like 6 years. So the bikini girls did not look like they do now with NPC. So I was told I had to bring down my shoulder caps.
What do they look like then and now? What's the difference?
They're like totally built and sculpted and shredded now. Back then they were a little bit more softer, and their shoulder caps were not like they are now. Like they all got some shoulder caps. So I was told I had to bring down my shoulders and bring, there was certain things. So I was like, okay, like if I have to because I was in between categories. So I was like, I don't want to change my body that much. So I took off. And I didn't have a good relationship with food at the time anyway.
Can you tell us about that?
Binge eating disorder after my last show. And I went from 124 to 167 in like 30 days, 5 weeks. So then I had to come all the way back down. And it was really hard. It was probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
Can you tell me about that? Can you tell me about that eating disorder part? Because I'm sure someone's wanting to know what happened. Because I've heard of also post-comp blues, people that finish a comp. So can you tell us a little bit? Well, I want to hear more about this, but just let's go there quickly.
Well, after my first prep was super hard. It was like ridiculous. It was super hard. I'm sure the coach was just learning my body, but I came in really flat. I was so lean. I got to like 6-7%. Like you like hold my skin. It was like everywhere. So I looked really flat. So I was not eating well then. And I got to a point to where everything got increased for the next 2 shows. But all I was doing was vegetables, rice, and protein during the week. So on the weekends, I would go ham and I didn't even have fruit during the week. Like I would go ham and pretty much have whatever. And I still was keeping that leanness, but I did not feel good. I was tired. My hormones were thrown off because I wasn't having a balance of micronutrients. So I was doing that for about a year. And then finally I had to work on it, and I stopped competing in 2017, and it took me 2018 all the way to 2020 to get over it, lose my, of course lose it all, but get over it and actually get to the point of having a good relationship with food and not worrying about it. And I wasn't measuring in that time frame on purpose because of that, because I was like, fuck this shit. The only thing I was measuring purposely was, and a lot of people are like, what? Because everyone hates weighing themselves. But to me, like, numbers don't bother me. I'm a scientist and mathematician, kind of.
I love math.
I purposely put myself in the position to weigh myself every freaking day because it made me realize my weight can fluctuate so much. So why the hell am I worrying about it? One weekend, I gained like 11 pounds.
I saw you do a post. And you did a side view, and you showed yourself in a week or 7 days of complete change.
Yeah, like amazing. You can lose 10 pounds in a week, 12, 14 days. So I purposely did that because I wanted to prove to myself, like, you're on your menstrual cycle. So over the years, it's kind of cool because I've gotten to the point where I was like, I used to rate 135 to 140. Now I'm 140 to 140. So I know I'm putting on muscle over the years, but I give myself 10 pounds to fluctuate because I can't hold 130 for the rest of my life.
I want to talk about, I don't want to tap into anything that you don't want to talk about, but like when I was in my 20s and I'll tell you how strict I was, and I've mentioned this in podcasts. I used to work for HSBC. I was a network engineer. That company has billions of dollars. So our Christmas parties were huge. And I would wipe the sauce off the chicken. Right? And I wouldn't drink alcohol. So imagine, free alcohol, free everything. I believe I didn't even know I had an eating disorder. I was that skinny at times, like lost all my muscle. And thankfully, sticking to bodybuilding, not walking away from it in a sense. I learned sometimes when I filled up, I felt really good. I ride motorcycles, so whenever I feel I'm too skinny on my Harley, I'm not happy. So I have to be a certain weight for my Harley. But what about you? Were you a little bit funny about food before you went into fitness, or did fitness kind of shuffle you a bit around?
Fitness was a shock because that's when I started. Not only did I learn and change my mindset. Okay, I'm not just working out, I'm actually training now. Now I'm not just eating, I'm actually fueling my body, because a lot of clients come to me and a lot of people might relate to this. So before I got into fitness and discovered macros, protein, carbs, fats, vitamins, minerals, even taking all those science classes, there's a reason why, respectfully, doctors and things don't know shit about nutrition and they resort to their field, because that's what they specialize in. You can't learn everything. So they
don't specialize in nothing. They specialize in reading. They read well. They work out what you've got. All right, you got a problem. Let me just read about that. Oh, that's what you got to take. They're just good readers. But keep going. That's my call. You didn't say that. You didn't say that. I said that.
You did, but it's okay. I agree with it. So I was learning about that, and that's when I realized, I was like, okay, I'm eating healthy, but now let's eat right. So I was eating oatmeal and blueberries when I woke up. And then for a snack, I had like a granola bar. I was still eating like Nutrigrain bars back then, which I'm not a hater of, but they're not the first choice. Salad for lunch, maybe protein, maybe not protein, apple for a snack. And then for dinner, I would have, rice or potatoes, vegetables, and chicken. That all sounds really healthy, but I wasn't getting enough protein. I wasn't getting enough carbs, and I really wasn't getting enough fats. I was naturally eating like a bird, maybe like 1,400 calories. So that's why sometimes I do think numbers matter depending on how you feel. If you're moody, you might not be fueling your body with micronutrients, because the micronutrients will help balance out your hormones. So example, I have to start incorporating seeds in my diet because I have to balance out my hormones. My hormones are off right now. So I think it's important to get your blood work done. I do think that's important, to go to a doctor, get your physical done every year, figure out where you're at, and then take care of it naturally.
Well, I don't think I've mentioned this, but I think, and this is not written, Nikki, it's not in any university textbook. I think the cure to Alzheimer's is fats. I think fats, avocado, fish. I think old people, their diets are fucked, and we need to make sure we feed them well. You feed yourself well as an old person, you have nutrients for your brain. And I guess I'm not a doctor, I'm not even a professional, but what I'm saying is fats are so important. And I noticed with my dad, when he got old, I used to go visit him at night. Now, my dad had a veggie patch. We didn't have a backyard. We had a veggie patch, right? A big one. Tomatoes, cucumbers, you name it, we had it. But let me tell you this. When he got old, he stopped eating that stuff. He was having yogurt, pizza, cornflakes for dinner. And then he lost his bananas. And I knew it's all about nutrients. The guy wasn't eating. So out there, if you're getting old, you're old, eat like you were when you were younger. Have your meat, have your rice, have your veggies, have some fruit, and get out there and walk. But food is everything for you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be lean. Like I said, avocado, nuts, olive oil, fish. I think the diet is the problem today, and why we have this epidemic, or call it whatever you want, of people losing their brains. That's my call anyway, but I'm not a professional.
I think it's the mindset. I think everyone's pretty ignorant and they all know what to do. And if they don't know what to do, I think they're ignorant that they're not reaching out for help for the ones that don't.
People like you, they should come to. I think that's what I mean. You need a coach. I think people need people, especially when you get a bit older.
That's my first answer to someone. And I literally say, and I'm not trying to sell you, I have 5 people I can refer you to right now, and let me know who you feel most comfortable with. I definitely think it's like a business. If you want to grow a business, you might want to hire a mentor. If you want to learn about stocks, you're going to learn about stocks from someone. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just, oh, well, I don't need a coach. I know what I'm doing. I've done it before. It's like, no, you might. And then it's not just the coach, it's the accountability. Like, everyone needs someone kicking their ass. I do too. I have a coach. So I think it's the mindset, because also people also eat for aesthetic. They don't eat to fuel their body. They don't think like, actually my liver processes the protein, so maybe I should fuel my liver too, not just to see my abs, right? So
I agree.
as someone who also does a combination of sugar-free stuff, like minimize the processed and chemicals that you put in your body, because it's not going to fuel your organs, which are really keeping you alive.
Look, I think, again, you can correct me, I'm no professional, but you're right about mentors. If I want to talk about making money, I'm going to talk to someone that's made money. If I'm going to talk about relationships, I'm not going to talk to someone that's had 5 marriages. I'm going to talk to someone that's had a stable relationship. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I mean. So you've got to find the right people. But I think first and foremost, everything's around fuel, food, and then you go from there. That's what I think. Food, get to the gym. Food, get to work. Food, fall in love. Food. I believe food, obviously. I've noticed that you do a lot of before and after shots, a lot. Now, tell me why, one, and what do you think of the girl you see before? What's your interpretation of her? That's you. So when you look at yourself 3 years ago and you look at yourself now, do you love that girl? Do you think, oh, poor thing? Oh, wow, she's great. Like all these, why do you do them? And what do you think of the before girl?
I don't attach to anything emotionally about anything when I look at the picture. I'm more so like amazed and proud at the changes, not only physically, but I remember like the things I was going through in that time too. And they might have been good, they might have been bad. There was probably a combination of both. But no matter what, like look now where I am. So that's kind of why I like the before and afters, because it's more than just like, did I grow? Did I not? And if you didn't grow, that's also okay. People think like if you don't grow, then that's it. You're done. You're not worth it. It's like, no, part of growing is not growing. Part of understanding what you like is knowing what you don't like. Part of being right is also being wrong. So I think we need to be more gracious with ourselves and forgiving, because if you don't fail, you don't know what it feels like to succeed. So embrace the fails. And I know that's easier said than done. And it's not like I embrace it every time, but I try to.
Well, I have this philosophy that I don't want to change anything from the past, because that's what got me here. So I guess at the end of the day, you've learned to listen. Why go back and change? Just do it better now. But that's my philosophy. Okay, you posted you posted in May. You posted, what did you say? You said quick fitness tip coming at you, and the 4 things that slowed down your process. 1, unaccounted calories, lack of rest, weekend shenanigans, and lack of accountability. Can you tell us more about that one?
Which one of the 4?
All 4, please. All 4.
Well, weekend shenanigans, kind of like what I did back when I had my binge eating disorder. We're really good during the week because we're working and we just feel so motivated and inspired. And right when the weekend hits, I mean, realistically, you can't burn off what you did that weekend. It's not going to work. It's not working. You might. It might be working for a little bit, but I guarantee your hormones will be off soon. Your blood work, like you're not going to feel good. So that's why I believe in having a balance still. I mean, quit looking at food like it's bad and restrictive. It's just discipline. Like respectfully and disrespectfully, grow up. If you're having 10 alcoholic drinks a week, that's okay. Let's have 8 now for 30 days. Can you have 8 instead? You know what I mean? Like it's not about going from 10 to 0. It's about being better than who you are today. And it's not always jumping to who you see Nikki Fitness. Like I don't expect no one to cut alcohol for 4 weeks if you're drinking 4 nights a week. That's setting yourself up for failure. So that's why I say the weekend shenanigans. And I just said a lot of extra shit just then. The lack of accountability, I believe.
It was good shit, by the way. It was good shit.
Thank you. Smelled good. I believe that we're all human and our emotions will get the best of us sometimes. And everyone responds and reacts differently. You know, sometimes we're a little crazy or sometimes we're not, but we need a good network, environment, coach, friend, family. We need a good supportive group around us because we're not meant to be alone.
Well, I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on the shenanigans, and this is what I tell people. Monday to Friday, it's all you've got when you're alone. Meaning, let's just put it down to, I'll use an analogy maybe. You're an accountant. So you get up in the morning, you go to work, you come home at 6 o'clock. So during the day, Monday to Friday, get up, have a good breakfast, go to work, get a healthy lunch, come home, go to the gym, and do that Monday to Friday. It sets you up to go have fun on the weekend. But if you've done the weekend during the week, you're fucked. By the weekend, you're gonna So if you're not looking after yourself Monday to Friday when you're serious, when you're working, when you're alone, that you're not with your partner, but on the weekend, go have a big breakfast, go and have a beautiful dinner with your partner, go and party and dance. But if you're doing that Monday to Friday, you're fucked over the weekend. So is that okay what I just said? Like, and that's my philosophy been. Like, your chance is Monday to Friday. Why? Because you're locked in, you're working, it's you. So be the best you. On the weekends, you're going to get pulled in like, oh, Nikki's cooked for me. Oh, what did you cook, Nikki? Oh my God, I made an amazing lasagna. All right, let's eat the lasagna. Let's not worry, because during the week I had, grilled chicken. I had the good stuff. So I can have lasagna on the weekend. What do you think about that, Nikki?
I kind of still think it puts you in that weekend shenanigan mindset, because I think realistically, if you are doing everything you should be doing 7 days a week, I don't think a donut will hurt you during the week. That's why I say that's why I think you should keep track of what you're doing. You don't log it. If numbers bother you, don't log it, but maybe write in a journal, cornflakes. You had cornflakes today. You keep track of what you're doing, because that's unaccounted calories. We don't realize how much we might overeat or overdrink, right? So don't measure it, but maybe just keep track of it. We forget we eat things. We're in the car watching TV, mindlessly eating, working, mindlessly eating. So I think if you save it all for the weekend, it's not a bad thing what you're saying. It's just, having a blowout on the weekend and having fun, like, do that. But I think also during the week, if you want a glass of wine, have a glass of wine, but now don't have one on the weekend. You know what I mean? Like, that's where the discipline comes in, because your parents didn't give you everything you wanted when you were younger, and you turned out to be a great person from what I see. And I think you can't say yes to everything and you can't say no to everything. And I think you can have everything you want, but not all at once.
Well, I agree with you, but why I talk about Monday to Friday and not the weekend is because Monday to Friday, I have the opportunity to set myself up for the weekend when I just want to let go. I don't want to be Steve. I want to turn up to a barbecue and go, wow. But during the week, if I've done the barbecue, let's just say that analogy during the week, I've got to count too much. So I've counted on myself. I'm trying to make it, like, when I say simple, I'm trying to say, if you want a shot at just having a bit of variety, Monday to Friday, because you need some discipline, use the Monday to Friday as your discipline, and on the weekend still have some discipline, but just go with the flow. Oh my God, we're at a Chinese restaurant. Oh my God, you've cooked that cake. I'm going to try it. And then you're back to Monday, and also you don't regret the weekend because you're set up to have a good week now again. So that's my thing. I think if you can give yourself 5 days, it's me, 5 days of good discipline, and Saturday, Sunday, just relax. That's what I think. And we're not talking about, different when you're doing comps and different when you're, training for an event. Do you know the story?
Like the average clientele that I surround myself with, because I teach classes as well as personal training. They blow it out on the weekends. They go out and have dinner Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they're having drinks all. That's what I mean. So that's why I'm like, you still gotta be disciplined, because it's crazy how normalized going out and partying is, but it's like, oh my God, you're still going to work out today? It's Saturday. Like, we're not going to go have a brunch and have a mimosa and then go out the Beltline in Atlanta. But that's kind of what I'm talking about when I talk about that.
No, I agree with you. And I just thought to myself now, you get to see so many clients, different people, different personalities, different cultures, different everything. So I guess you're seeing it, and you see the wins and the struggles in all areas. So I get that. You know the story. You know the story about cornflakes, don't you? Why they develop cornflakes? Do you know why they develop cornflakes?
I think I've heard it before. You can say it again.
Yeah. But it's basically to ruin to make you infertile, basically, to make you, So I always believe if you can't find cornflakes, Just get a box, cut it into small pieces, add milk, and you've got cornflakes. Okay. Tell us about your hobbies, plants. You told us, I mean, you've got so many plants. You know so much about plants. And tell us about the little bonsai trip, going to that little bonsai place. And, oh, my God, they got the best ones. They were here early, bastards.
That was so fun. What's funny is I did really bad in botany in college. I was not good at botany. I got a C at botany, and I was really upset because it was my first C. My teacher was a dick, but we ended up liking each other at the end of the year.
Oh, my God, you're so competitive. Go on.
So, I don't know. Like, I guess I just got into them because I moved a lot, renting. I don't own anything yet. And I was like, I never wanted to get plants because I was like, this is going to be a bitch to move with them. But I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get them. I want some real life in my apartment.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Over time, like I've gotten plants. But I just like touching the soil and the roots. Like, it's just super cool. And when you look at some of the plants, I think that's where some of our fashion came from. Like, I have one plant where it's like a red leaf bottom and there's polka dots on the top, and I'm like, red bottom shoes. Like, that's where we get our fashion. Like, it's the nature and symmetry of plants are so beautiful.
Isn't it amazing when you talk to them too? You talk to them as well. You give them a pat.
They all have names for sure.
Oh my God, I don't know how you remember the names. I don't do names with plants.
And then the bonsai workshop, that place was amazing. So they host workshops like throughout the week. Like a few days before that, it was like build your own succulent terrarium. So I just discovered that on Instagram.
All right, we're going to be finishing up shortly. So we're going to talk about the body. This is what we talk about at Muscle Talks. I'm going to tell you a body part. You're going to tell me if you train it. You don't have to make up. You can do it. And all I want to know is one exercise for it. How many sets, how many reps? So always start with the traps. Do you train traps?
No.
Okay, we can move on. No one trains traps. I keep telling Chris I'm the only one. I'm the only one out there training traps. Okay, let's talk about delts, rear delts.
Everyone trains traps. They're like, this is the computer.
Oh, no, that's true. That's true. And also when you get pulled over by the police and you go like this, wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Right.
Wasn't me. What about delts, rear delts?
For sure.
One exercise sets and reps.
Side raises, rear delt, dumbbell flies, or the pec machine rear delt, and then
how many sets? How many reps? Oh, for rear delts.
I like doing 4 or 5 rounds, 12, 15 reps, but I don't really count my reps too much.
What do? You go to failure?
Yeah, I just I feel it and I just go until I can't. It burns. I don't know.
Keep going. That's all right. We'll go with that.
Keep going. But yeah.
Keep going. What about side delts?
Yeah, so side raises, the Smith machine front press, and then rear pec deck fly. Those 3 exercises for all 3, probably.
All right, to all burnout. Okay, well that was quick, God.
I like 4 or 5 rounds though. I like 4 rounds because I think you're getting a feel for it. You're your first set.
Okay, 4 or 5 sets, and you go to failure. So that's pretty good. Chest, upper chest, full chest, lower chest, anything? You don't train it?
Right, no, I stopped training chest when I got my implants.
Well, what about if I asked you for chest? I don't have implants. What would you recommend to me for a chest exercise?
It depends how your chest looks. If you want to build the upper part or the main belly part, you could do incline or flat.
All right. Well, all right. I want both. So give me one exercise, upper chest, sets and reps. Go.
Flat bench press, dumbbell.
That's for the fat part or the upper chest?
Flat, but I mean, you can squeeze the upper chest too.
How many sets?
You can also put it on like a little incline, and then you can go up a little higher, It's all about angles.
How many sets? How many sets?
4 to 5 rounds. My dog, sorry. 4 to 5 rounds of everything. I always do 4 or 5 rounds. Sometimes I'll go to 6, 10 sets.
Wow. And do burnouts again. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's all practice. I mean, the only reason you see people have a beautiful squat is because they practice the form and they did so many sets and reps over the course of how many years. A squat's not an easy exercise, but it's also not hard.
We're going to come to squats. Oh, we're going to come to quads. Back, upper back itself.
V grip, pull down. I like V grip or wide grip.
And again, 5 to 6, 4 to 5, and to a failure.
4 to 5 rounds, 4 to 5 sets, 12 to 15 reps.
Bicep.
I haven't trained biceps in forever, but I used to like cable curls.
Same thing, 4 to 5 to failure.
Yeah,
Tricep,
probably just cable press down, both biceps and triceps with a straight bar. I liked it.
Okay, 4 to 5 to failure. I'll answer for you, by the way. Do you train forearms?
No.
Okay, let's go on the other one.
I even wear my Versa grip, so I don't do my grips like very much.
What about abs? What's your favorite ab exercise?
I'm not a huge fan of abs, but I like planking. I like core exercises
I've
versus
heard
like
that bloody
abs.
planking thing. People plank.
Yeah, I like planking or piking. Like I really like working the core because that's what is where your center of gravity is.
Okay, well, good. Quads. What about quads? Is that good? Squats, leg raises.
Just quads, like I would feel like I would have to isolate leg raises or leg extensions.
Yep. Again, 4 to 5 till we burn out.
Mm-hmm.
God, gonna have to give that a go. Hammies.
Hammies, just isolating hamstrings. I like probably straight leg dumbbell deadlifts.
Dumbbell
Or
deadlifts.
cable. I like the cable a lot because I like how the cable you have to control it on the way down as well.
Oh, the cable. I've never tried the cable. Okay, got it. The gluteus maximus.
Gluteus maximus.
The glutes.
I like step ups. I feel my glute max a lot in my step ups.
Okay. How you going with your training for the comp? You going good?
Yeah, it's going really well. I'm leaning out right now. I haven't had wine in like 3 weeks.
Oh my God, no wonder you're so on the edge. Calves?
I hate calves.
So do you train them?
No, not really. I'll do sprints or run long distance. I fucking hate calves.
All right, so we won't do the tibialis.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for that. Okay, where can they find you, Nikki? Like socials, website, in person, where can they find Nikki Fitness?
So Instagram right now, I will be transitioning a lot of my one-on-one coaching under another company, which I've been wanting to do for a while. I don't really want my name in it. It's not about me. It's about everyone's journey, realistically. So
when are you going to tell me about it? When are you going to tell me about that name?
When I get more stuff together.
Okay, go for it. All right, yeah, but so where do they find you? Let's talk about you and how do they find you?
Instagram.
Nikki,
so
Instagram.
NIKKII_fitness. Yes.
Anything else?
TikTok back right now.
Okay, what about in personal? Do you train at the gym? They can find you at a gym or anything like that, or not really? Just socials is where they.
It's online, and I train in the Atlanta, Georgia area.
So you're an online coach as well as a physical coach, or mainly online?
Yeah, so I do online. I do one-on-one training in Atlanta, Georgia, and then I teach indoor spin classes as well in Atlanta, Georgia, and I teach some F45 classes in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, Nikki, I want to say thank you so much for joining us, our first international guest, as well as a person. Yeah, most definitely, and someone with an individual, meaning with a pro card. The last pro card we spoke to her name was Laurie. She was from France. But we did a relationship podcast with her and her partner. It was amazing to talk to them, but it's absolutely been unreal to talk to you. Every time you're on, I'm always, captured by your beautiful smile and attitude. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.